What the bill seeks to achieve is to make sure that there's inclusion of women in the parliament. Because from experience, I've been here for 16 years, and every time you talk about 35% affirmative action, the male colleagues of ours keep asking this question: whose seat do you want to take, or who will give up his or her, or his seat? And so we decided to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to ask for additional seats to be contested by only women, leaving these 360 seats already in the House of Representatives for both male and female to contest, and of course in the Senate, same 109 senatorial districts can be contested by both men and women. But for additional seats, let's have an additional seat that will be contested by the women. Meaning that if all of us agree that it's going to be one seat per state, it's going to give us extra 36 seats, apart from the 360 that we have today. And so that's what it's all about. It's not that we struggle to win elective seats. To be honest, if we pull through primaries, we'll become the member representing the constituency in this place. But the truth of the matter is that they ease you out during the primary. You know that after primary is the party that contests the election. So the truth is that the men won't allow us to cross that barrier of primaries. That's why you see a woman working, struggling, campaigning, doing everything, having the crowd, having the women, having the churches, having the bishops, having the traditional rulers, having even the whole youth backing her up. So when you come to primaries, few minutes, change the whole scenario. The parties are so male-dominated, and they have this psyche that why would they give a woman ticket? And so if they are not giving you a ticket, and they are saying, okay, that they are not ceding any seat as per what we are asking in that 35% affirmative action, which requires that out of 360, that you have 35% of those seats ceded to women. But it's laughable, because I'm sure any woman that says that is talking out of ignorance. They don't understand what it means. A seat that you will contest, maybe in a state, within political parties, it's like running an election for governorship. It's not tokenism. It can't be. You are contesting the election. It's not a special seat. It's an additional seat, so that you come at par with other nations. The truth is, why those people, why have they not won one seat? Themselves, the people who are saying that. I know no member of parliament will say that, because they know what they went through. There's one of our colleagues that had run election 4 good times, Honorable Miriam. She came from the neighboring constituency. So from 2007, I was seeing her be board. I was even thinking maybe she won House of Assembly. It was when I saw her here that I knew that all those billboards from 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019. Even she didn't come on the first ballot in 2019 because she's a woman. Every time they collect the primary from her and give to a man. And the man that comes in here comes from the same party that she ran election with. For these women, my sisters, I just have to advise them that if they think it's tokenism, if they think it's making them weak, let them contest governor in their state and win. Or let them contest House of Assembly in their state and win. And let them contest Senate or anything and win. The few women that are coming here, all of us have worked 100 times more than a man to emerge. And if they tell you the story of what they passed through, you can't sit down and say, oh, it's making you look weak. I am not a weak person. And someone who cannot say that what I'm asking is making me look weak. I am asking because I know that Nigeria is being laughed at all over the world. Every country is waiting for this particular piece of legislation to rate us. You're not weak, you're strong. Why have you not pushed this your strength to be where you ought to be? So when we look at experience, I am talking out of experience. I went through it in 2007, got through it in 2011, got through it in 2015, and got through it in 2019. And we sat down to think, how do we move forward? How do we cure these ills? How do we remedy what is pushing us back? Because I know that if you bring a lot of women in parliament, if you bring a lot of women in governance, if you bring a lot of women in general administration of government of this country, things will definitely change for good. And I say it without mincing words, because I've seen it happen. Women are the people that walk the talk. That's the truth. Look at all the CEOs where you have women. Before you know it, they will turn the fortune of the company. It's happened. Many countries are now bringing women president, vice president, women speakers, women this and that. And let me ask you a question. In a country where you have a woman as DG, World Trade Organization, in a country where you have a lot of Nigerian women representing us in UNDP, United Nations and all that, and yet you do not have 10%, 15%, 20%, or let's start 35%, 30%, 25%, 20%, 15%, even 10% representing you in parliament. What are you telling the world? Think about it. If you are in other countries and you look at our parliament, you have just 8 people in a Senate of 109, and you have just 13 people in a House of Representatives of 360, and you have these women who are ruling the world in all spheres, and you believe that the ones that you're collecting primary ticket from, they will not add value to the table and end insecurity in the country, then you're kidding me. Party A brings a woman. Party B, for instance, APC will have a woman as candidate for that particular seat. PDP, why every party, all of them will contest on the same day that you're contesting the other seat. It's just that maybe you have additional ballot paper that will say this ballot is for the women seat. Okay, it makes it easier, so you're not going to acquire any additional expenses because it's going to be contested on the same particular day. It's just that throughout the state or throughout the constituency, you have a particular ballot that will be for women. 35%, if you are saying, okay, one additional seat per state or anything, it's like 32%. So we're even saying, if you can't do this, do this. And so some people are asking, is this bill different from equal opportunity bill? I said, no, it's the same thing. The only thing is that if you don't want to do it this way by affirmation to say you're not ceding any seat out of 109 or out of 360, give us additional seat. But if you're okay that you're giving us 35%, we are cool with it. What it simply means, out of 360, party A, B, C must make sure that 35% of their seats, their primaries, will be for women. In that way, when we come to parliament, we have 35% representation because the parties would have agreed on that 35% ad initio from primary. Have they been able to block the wastages in our economy today? Block those wastages, put it in parliament, you get more money for it. You get more value for your money. And so I don't think it's increasing any cost. And so if you bring more women in parliament and in elective positions, even not just in parliament, as governors, as the vice president, as CEOs of parastatals. You will see them save money, put back a lot of money to the economy. They'll block a lot of wastages because we are good managers, we are good administrators. So what I'm saying in principle is that the cost, in quotes, is not commensurate with what gains that we will have at the end of the day. For this kind of legislation, you can't say it has to be permanent. So we are advocating that you do it for 2 tenure, 3, then we review. Maybe 12 years or 16 years, then we review, we can jettison it and go back to status quo. The basic thing I will tell Nigerian citizens is that let them support this bill. This bill, for the first time, is being sponsored by all the female legislators. It's being co-sponsored by the Speaker of House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who is he for she, because it is his own administration that he gave all the women in Parliament membership of Constitution Review Committee, and that's why this bill is pushing the way it's pushing. And so Nigerians should support us. Support your daughter, support your mother, support your grandmother, support your girl child to be able to come to Parliament and give back to society those things that you've taught them when they were growing up. Support this bill to pass.